So y'all know why it's late. Let's get into it. So I am literally right now packing because, not to move, one day soon, because I'm actually filming a show tomorrow. And I was just like, if I don't sit down and film this, I'm never going to be able to get this up to you till like the weekend. And I kind of want to like talk to you guys about it while I'm on set, because I feel like I'm going to have a lot of downtime. They tell you to get there early, but it's just for safekeeping. We're really probably not going to start filming till 10, but I got to be there at 7. So anyway, I want to get this up so at least I can have like something to do for a few hours. And also because, you know, it's been a while. You guys need this right away. And I said I would get it to you right away. But then, like, guys, if I'm booking stuff, y'all support me. I don't even gotta say nothing. God is good. Anyway, let's talk about this. This episode, which was, in my opinion, the best episode of the entire Bachelorette season. No shade to Becca, but this was interesting. This really, really was. I had a good time watching this. First of all, Jordan is a star. I enjoyed seeing him in every, scene that he was in, every time the cameraman cut to him, every time Chris Harrison spoke to him. He was fun. He was very interesting to watch. And to me, he is the star of this season. Right now, the star of Bachelor Nation. I think they need to continue to book him on stuff because he's interesting. He is comic relief. And a lot of the people, at least on this season, weren't interesting enough to really hold the season together. And I feel like had Jordan not been there, I don't think it would have been as fun. So he is somebody I feel like Bachelor Nation really needs to invest in because he's a star, guys. He is a star. I don't know in what aspect, but I see him really working this reality TV angle and really making something of it because he's good TV. What I also like about Jordan is that he wasn't playing the game. Like Jordan, like everybody else on this freaking show, came on here to be a star, came on here to get some type of come up, and he wasn't hiding it. He wasn't like faking it or playing a game. He was really honest about who he is, why, not necessarily why he's here, because he can't really say, oh, I'm here to be a star, but I felt like he was upfront with the game. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you knew that Jordan was there for TV and we were okay with it. You know what I mean? Instead of how some of the other guys came on the show, was just like, oh, we're really into Becca. We'll get into that later. But it's just like, guys, wasn't none of y'all into Becca. Can we be real? The only dude, in my opinion, I felt was really there for Becca was Blake. I feel like not there for her, but fell for her was Blake. I feel like everybody else is trying in some kind of way to get put on. And I know they can't be honest about it, but I don't even think that those guys tried hard enough to make us believe, or even Becca believe, that they were into her, which was my problem with all of them. So let's talk about this Bachelor in Paradise clip, or what, preview or whatever of the season. I'm here for it. I'm into it. That season looks like it's going to be very juicy, and I'm excited about it. I feel like I'm going to be more motivated to review it because I felt like with this season, I was motivated by you guys. I wanted to, get this review up to you guys so we can talk about it, but I wasn't motivated by the show. I wasn't really motivated by the characters, but I feel like I want to be motivated with The Bachelor in Paradise. Are you guys excited about The Bachelor in Paradise? Because I really am. I hope it's long. I feel like The Bachelor in Paradise is a lot shorter than the like Bachelorette or Bachelor season, and it's so disappointing because to me I feel like it's the best show. I really hope they gave this season more episodes because we got Jordan, we got a love triangle with Tia, Colton, and Chris. Who saw that coming? I would have never thought that straight Perez Hilton had a shot with Tia, but apparently he does, and he's winning over Colton. What? I can't wait to see it. And Crystal left her accent on Ari's season. I'm really surprised. Let's see if it's going to come back on Paradise. And is she going to have a thing with Kenny? Since we're here, can we talk about how fine Grocery Store Joe is? Like, I would have never thought that this dude would be this fine. Like, he was cute, right? But when I saw him on Men's Hello, I was like, what's up, Joe? And y'all know I was not into him, like, being the Bachelor, but I'm into it. He's fine. Like that little scruff. I'm telling you, men, get a beard. If you can grow a beard, please do it because beards beards are like contour for me. It is seriously like makeup for a man. When I was looking at Grocery Store Joe, I don't think I heard a word of what he was saying. And to be honest with you, with how fine he was on the Men Tell All, I didn't have a problem with the accent. And I felt like the accent was a little, you know, muted. No tea, no shade. Be who you are. I just felt like that accent was a lot for me on TV. But I didn't mind it. Maybe he still had the accent, but now I'm attracted to him, so I didn't even see it. But he just looked good. He got a little tan from Paradise. He's letting his natural curl grow out. Yes, natural curl. You know I love a natural curl. And that skin is getting dark and a little scruff on the beard. And he seemed really tall. His walk was different. I don't know what happened. Maybe he's in love. Did he fall in love with a sister on that season? Because you know we always make a man ethnic. A sister will make a non-black man ethnic real quick. You'll be like, oh my goodness, I thought he was Irish. He giving me Puerto Rican. We do it all the time. I don't know what it is. I don't know. We're putting the essence of a black man on him. I don't know what it is, but it happens all the time. You see, look at the interracial couples. They start mixing, like they start looking like each other culturally. It gets weird. I have a friend like that right now. She's black and her husband is Irish, and I'm telling you, come August, around this time every year, he started looking like one of us. But yeah, I'm into it. And everybody who said that they wanted Grocery Store Joe for The Bachelor, and I was like, nah, I'm good. I can't see it. Even y'all in the comment section, we was going back and forth. I was like, I don't see it. I'm not here for it. If we can't get Peter, I want Grocery Store Joe. I want to see his love story. I want to see it. But he didn't have a lot of personality on this episode. Like Chris was trying to like pull stuff out of him and he really didn't have a lot to say, and I was like, Joe, I think you're auditioning for The Bachelor. We want you to win. Like, we want you to get this part. You're the best dude in this position right now. Although Jason was auditioning for it, I think I would much rather prefer Grocery Store Joe. I want to see him every week on my TV screen. He looks good. And since we're talking about Jason, let me just say, I don't know who this dude is. I don't know where this guy showed up from, but the guy that we got on the Men Tell All was not the same guy that we got the entire season. Like, Jason was piping up and talking all the time, and I'm like, who are you? What is your name again? I could have confused him with Christian because I didn't know who Jason was. Like, this was not the Jason on Becca's season. He was just interjecting himself into things. And then he had this scene where he was like leaning back in his chair with his hands. I'm like, what is it? What are the mob boss hands? Like, what is going on? What are you doing? You know what, Chris? I just think that a woman like Becca, she needs, you know, love is love. The LGBT community, anybody who, I was just like, what are you doing, Jason? I just felt like he was auditioning way too hard for the position, and I was over it. I know Just Call Me Wild thinks that he is going to be a great bachelor. I don't see it. Another thing we disagree on. I don't see it. I could not be invested in a season of Jason, especially this new Jason. I don't even like this new Jason. The old Jason, I didn't really care for just because I didn't know anything about him, so it wasn't like a like or a hate. I was just like, I don't know who that dude is. This Jason, I'm not here for it. He was trying to get that position way too hard. It was too obvious. And I'm like, I don't want to see you auditioning. I want it to be given to you because you deserve it, not because you are like so thirsty for the job. Will's looked yummy. I told y'all, when he gets dark and those green eyes just keep on popping out a little stronger because that skin is a little darker, he looked good. He looks so like yummy. I see it now. Why? What confused me this episode was Colton having beef with John Block for what happened between him and Becca. He had a beef with John Block because he took back saying I love you to Becca. Well, we the viewers have a beef with you, Colton, because you scared me this whole season like we don't see you. I didn't know why he kept on piping up with John Block. Then he gonna get his feelings hurt and start crying because John Block clapped back at him harder. You can't get mad when somebody has a harder clap back when you should have just sat there and ate your food and shut up. Like, nobody was saying anything to Colton. Like, John Block ain't have nothing to say. Colton was locked and loaded and ready, and maybe he felt like John Block was corny and he wasn't gonna come at him. But when John Block came at him, he cried, and I'm just like, oh, Colton, you really are 26. But you know what? Even for 26, he is very immature in a lot of ways. And I won't put that him being a virgin on him for him acting like that. He was just really kid-like in a lot of ways in his lisp. Did you notice that? Did you notice Colton's lisp? Like when he gets upset, that lisp, I'm doing it now. That lisp, it comes out. Like when he was getting upset with John Block, that lisp was coming out, and especially when John Block hurt his feelings about him not seeing a vagina. He's seen it, trust. He's seen it. But his feelings got hurt, you know, he was trying to get angry, he was trying to clap back, and the lisp came out, and I was like, wow, when Colton gets pissed off, he goes straight Porky the Pig. Did you see? I was like, oh my gosh. It was kind of cute though. It was cute. You know, he's cute enough to pull off a lisp. Yeah, he is. Oh, and also, did you see Will's? When Colton was going off with John Blanc, like he was getting aggressive a bit much, and he was like jumping up and like leaning over a lot and doing stuff with his arms, and Wills didn't like it. Wills was sitting there real calm, and I think he just got fed up and he just moved Colton's arm like real quick and then went back like nothing happened. Wills checked him so quick, Colton got right in line, and I was just like, see, Colton, you only buck up with people who you think not going to clap back at you or, you know, buck back. But when Wills checked him with that arm real quick, Colton never did it again. And in saying that, that was kind of hot. I was like, okay, Wills, you better check him. Okay, so not only is Jason auditioning to be the Bachelor, he's also running for office. You know, bullying, it isn't cool. It's not cool. Let's not bully, guys. Come on. Becca, I still would have took him over Garrett, but ooh. You know, another thing that took me out is that Jordan is running circles around these guys. Like every dude was trying to come for Jordan, and Jordan had some type of quick clap back, and they were never able to recover. Even Christian, who none of us remembers, was trying to come for Jordan. Him and Camille, he's a basic model. He's not a real model. Whatever they tried to say to him did not work, because Christian gets up trying to like intimidate Jordan with his size, and Jordan drags him by his high waters. He dragged him so bad the cameraman got in it. Chris Harrison was cracking up. The whole audience was losing it. And then Christian just sat down, because it's like, how can you come back after that? The whole audience is laughing at Jordan when you were over here trying to embarrass him and you done played yourself. I'm telling you, the theme of this episode is you should have just sat there and ate your food. So many people did not have to get played if they would have shut up and minded their business, but they didn't. So now they're on TV crying and getting dragged for wearing high waters. I don't know if I said this before, but I just want to say it again. Grocery Store Joe is fine. I want that. Sorry, Colton, you've been replaced. That scruff, that natural hair texture. Who knew that he had a 4A curl texture? He is really giving me life. Oh, I'm watching Paradise. I'm watching it. Where is Clay and Lincoln? One of y'all done told me that Lincoln is locked up for sexual harassment, but I don't even... I did not even go looking for that information, because I felt like it would have took me to TMZ, and I have them blocked off all my internet, like cookies, whatever. It's blocked. I can't get no TMZ. I block out that demonic page. So I just didn't even go looking for it. But I'm just like, where is Lincoln and Clay? Like, if Lincoln did something, I can understand him not coming, but I don't understand Clay not coming. Is he like, is it football season? Are they training at this point? I don't know. And I want to be a football wife. Well, not anymore. Athlete wives. The lives aren't as great as we thought. Remember when everybody wanted to be an athlete's wife? Now after these reality TV shows, you see an athlete coming towards you, you run the other way. Ain't nobody trying to die. Sorry, but it's true though. For the last time, liking Harry Potter does not a nerd make. Like, please. They keep on showing that scene with Wills and Becca, E pluribus unum, whatever the tattoo is. Oh my goodness, we're both nerds. We have so much in common. And then Wills is trying to act like he's really hurt that Becca didn't want anything to do with him. And I'm like, okay, sis, play the role. I'll go with it. You know, if you want to fake and act like you're crying and that your feelings were hurt because she said, I hope you find your person, go ahead on, boy. Play the game. I'm not mad at nobody getting a check. Okay, so there's a point in the episode where I feel like Jason and Colton were like trying to have these moments where they were crying, and I just checked out. I checked out of both. Like, Colton was trying to cry because John Blanc got the best of him, and it just, he made fun of me for being a virgin, and me and Becca had something, and I didn't believe it. You're the scam king, Colton. None of us believe it. I just wasn't moved by it at all. I also was not moved by Jason trying to squeeze out that tear, all that stuff about Becca. And even when Becca came out, I just want to hug you. I'm so happy for you. I want to be your friend. I'm like, you are laying it on, Jason. You are really laying it on thick, and it's nauseating. I wasn't for it. I was not for it. And I know there are people who want him to be the Bachelor. I can't. I'm not going to sit through a season of this and, just saying the right things. That's what I think he is. Like, he says the right things to get the job, but I don't think it's real. I don't think it's coming from him. I don't know. The fact that I had no idea who he was the whole season, and now he's on the men tell all, and he's a totally different person now, and I feel like he just plays up to what the audience wants. And it's just like, ladies, we got to stay mindful. You got to stay steadfast and know when these guys are working you and playing these games. And I feel like that's what he's doing. I don't think that he was into Becca. I don't even think that he's into being the Bachelor, but I think that he's into having these cameras and this attention and these opportunities on him. And I'm not hating on that, right? But it's not a good look. Like, I'm not convinced by him. I'm not convinced about his love story. Now, Grocery Store Joe, I don't think that he's somebody trying to get on the show to get put on. I think maybe he thought it was a fun opportunity and just, something to do, you know what I mean? And so he just went and did it. I don't think that he's like chasing it. Jason, to me, it makes me feel like he's chasing it. Colton is chasing it. And I just don't get realness from them. But I do from Joe. And he's also fine, so that helps. Joe, if you get the job, don't change nothing. Don't change nothing. Don't touch that skin. Don't touch that hair. And don't touch that scruff. Leave it. Leave it, Daddy. Leave it. Becca comes out and she looks good. She really, really does. I feel like this is the best she's ever looked. I love her makeup. I don't like the dress, but I haven't really liked any of these dresses this season. Only for a few, but I really liked it. I liked her earrings. I like her whole look. I felt like her hairline was a lot fuller, and I think that maybe the hair and makeup team on this episode was a little bit more advanced. Maybe the network got this hair and makeup team and not the show. I don't know, but everything felt very advanced. She looked great. She really looked mature. Like, she looked like how Becca was looking like 10 years, like a much older Becca, like a Becca in her 40s. It wasn't a bad look, but I was just like, Becca does not look like she's in her 20s in this scene. Like, she looks older, but in a good way. I don't know. If she is looking very older and refined and glowing, I think she probably picked Blake, because I felt like if she came out there looking a hot raggedy mess that she got with Garrett, I feel like with Blake, she's more like laid back and mature, and she can still have fun, but I feel like he's more of a refined guy than Garrett. I feel like if she chose Garrett, her hair would be all over the place. She would probably be in much brighter clothes. She would just probably be like very wired, because, that's how moms are when they have to take care of a kid 24/7 with no help. And I think that's how she will look. So I think she picked Blake. Becca, please pick Blake. I want to be wrong about you, sis. I want to be wrong. Oh, gosh. And even when Becca comes out and Chris is trying to talk to her, Jason is still auditioning. And I'm just like, Jason, in the words of Taylor from The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, enough. Please, brother, stop auditioning. It's nauseating. Becca is still really good friends with Tia. She talks to her every day, and she does not blame her for the whole Tia and Colton situation, or that conversation that they had when she sat down and she said, I'm sick to my stomach. When you said that you wanted Colton, that he was still here on this show, I was sick to my stomach. Becca does not fault her for that. So, you know what, Becca, maybe it's you. Maybe it's you. I want to be wrong, but the fact that you were still good friends with Tia, concerned. So Will says that Becca healed him. Okay, I'm going to pull a Jason's mom and use a vomit emoji. The best part of the night for me was when John Blanc got up on stage acting like he was going to apologize to Becca, when really it was a moment for him to, push his perfume. Because the whole time, guys, I knew he was going to do that, because he was not listening to her. He was looking around. He kept on fidgeting with his jacket. And I was like, he gonna pull some perfume out of that jacket. And when he pulled that perfume out, I'm so glad that he was not smart enough to reveal the label so that the cameraman could get it, because the cameraman was trying to get it, but he was such an idiot. He covered the label with the bag so you couldn't even see it. And I was just like, you had your moment and you messed it up because you're so dense. So Chris was actually really calm this episode. Like, he wasn't what I expected. I thought he was going to be all over the place, but he admitted that he was an idiot. You know what I mean? He admitted that what he did was wrong, what he did to Becca was wrong, and he apologized with the choir, the same choir that he used when he first was introduced to Becca, and I like that. I'm liking this side of Chris. He seemed very likable this episode, guys. I don't know if maybe it had anything to do with Paradise, and maybe he's with Tia and just wants to be like a better man. I don't know what it is, but I enjoyed him this episode. He wasn't a problem for me at all, and I really thought that he was going to be the one to be messy on this episode of the Men Tell All, and he wasn't. I was actually shocked by it. He'd owned everything and was a true gentleman. Who knew? So the Men Tell All, it ends with David trying to like explain himself, and you know, David, listen, the guys were like, David, you were there for Jordan, you weren't there for Becca. David tried to apologize. It didn't work. It is what it is. I'm not excited about seeing him in Paradise. I think he is going to just go, or he just went there to get Jordan, but I don't think that Jordan is going to accept his proposal, so he's wasting his time. But this episode was really juicy. It was a really, really juicy episode. In my opinion, it was the most interesting episode of the season, just because there was so much going on, and I just felt like there were so many episodes this season that were so dry and just like, I don't know. I just wasn't excited to watch it. You know what I mean? And then I was excited when certain things happened throughout this episode that I didn't expect, but it was a little dry. It was a little boring. It wasn't even, you know, I can't really compare it to Ari's season either, because the women were so much more interesting than Ari, and that's why I was watching in the first place. Why I was watching the show in the first place, because of the woman, because Ari did nothing for me. But then we get Becca, and I'm just like, I kind of felt like she was just, I kind of feel like it was a pity position for her. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think that she was intended to be the next Bachelorette, but because of how we, the viewers, reacted to how she was treated on the show, they gave her this position, and it wasn't necessarily that she was the best person for the job or a good fit, but it was more or less for the production to save face. I get it. I understand. It doesn't make good TV though. You know what I mean? It's not the same formula for good TV. In my opinion, I just wanted a little bit more, and I don't think I got it. And I can't believe that I'm more excited for this show to end and to get to Paradise than I am for the Bachelorette. Like, it should be the other way around. You know what I mean? I should still be like, you know, wanting to see Paradise, but I shouldn't want more seasons, more episodes of Paradise, because the Bachelorette didn't give me what we're used to. You know what I mean? Like, Rachel's season was good. Like I said before, every episode we were here and we were getting it on in the comment section, okay? We had so much to talk about. It was exciting. I just wasn't excited this season, and I don't know if it was Becca, I don't know if it was the men, but I came in excited. You know what I mean? Like, I thought all the guys were hot, and I, you know, was hoping at least some of them were into her. It didn't seem like that to me, and Becca just didn't really pop on camera. Funny thing is, she popped during the bloopers, and I was like, where's this girl? I would have loved to see this fun, like, young girl having a good time, but Becca, when the cameras go on, she just becomes very muted and uber mature, and the joy is taken away. You know, the only thing that I felt that she did was very youthful was the running and jumping on the guys like they were her father, and they were picking her up from kindergarten. So I don't know, but I hope she finds love with Blake and you know, lives her life happily ever after, because I don't think she's one of them people that is like doing this to be a reality TV star. I don't think she has it in her, and that's not a bad thing. You know what I mean? But I'm ready for Paradise. I really, really am. I think they got some good people, some good cast members on this season coming up, and I'm excited to see it. And I'll see y'all there, and I will also see you next week for the season finale, right? The final rose. And then right after that, after the final rose. So I think what I'm going to do is go live, because it's going to be a lot of TV, and I'm not going to edit that, okay? So I'm just going to do a live, and for those of you who cannot stay up that late, don't worry. I'm going to load it to YouTube right after, so it'll be there for you guys to see it in the morning. So thank you so much for sticking with me this season, guys. It's been off and on, but it's because some great things are happening, and so thank you for coming along this journey with me. I have so much more to share with you when I can. I can't wait to tell you guys everything that's going on in my world. But I appreciate your presence. I appreciate your liking, subscribing, commenting, and sharing. All of the stuff that builds this community and gets more people here. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you so much. I'm going to finish packing, and I will see you next week live. Don't worry, I'll post on my Instagram. I even post on here on YouTube. I'll post on my Twitter. I'll keep you guys updated what I'm going to do. Not sure yet if it's Instagram or YouTube, because YouTube has been really, really difficult with the lives, and I'm trying to get them up. It may just be Instagram. Not sure. I'm going to try to work it out this weekend to see which one is better. I'm shooting for YouTube. That's the one I want to do. Instagram is just easier, but I'm putting that work to get the YouTube channel, the YouTube live up and going. So stick with me, guys. I'll see you Monday. Bye.